Lumber that today should be any different than the day before and the day before that. He opened his chest door and something surprised him. Grammar and punctuation for style. There are a few tools that can add to the style of your piece. Parenthetical element. Parenthetical elements are the things that aren't essential to a sentence, but you want to mention along the way. There are three main ways to punctuate them. Commas can be used where you want to introduce a slight interruption. Comma example. A whole gymnasium, which was the size of 2 basketball courts, was filled with soap bubble. Parentheses. Parentheses are like commas, but they put a bit more emphasis of what's inside them. Parentheses example. A whole gymnasium, which has been filled with soap bubble, was impossible to use. Dashes give even more emphasis to what's between them than commas and parentheses. Use them when you really want someone to pay attention. Dashes example. The whole gymnasium, which had been a gift to the school only the year before, was filled with soap bubble as a senior prank. Child trick. Sometimes you can use just one comma or just one dash, but you can never use just one parenthesis. They always come in pairs. Punctuation, pauses, and breaks. Comma and dashes aren't just good for adding a little extra information to a sentence. Sometimes you can use them when we want to take a little break in the action. Comma example. The game was long, but exciting. Dash example. Jessica thought the game was over until the score was tied at the last minute. There's another way to take a break in a sentence as well, the ellipses. Ellipses. 3 evenly spaced dots that indicate a pause or an omission. The plural is ellipses. The ellipse isn't just for pauses. It can also be used for indicate that something is missing from a sentence. For example, if someone starts to say something but doesn't finish it. Ellipse example. I wish, but that doesn't matter now. Or if you are quoting something that someone else wrote, but you don't want to quote the whole things. Ellipses example. Original quotation. The whole team, who had been through all 50 states and managed to track down a pepperoni pizza in every one they visited, was glad to be home. Quotation with ellipses. The whole team was glad to be home. The ellipse make the quotation simpler and get the main point across more quickly. Style tips. Keep it consistent. Good style is consistent. That means it doesn't change tone from sentence to sentence or from beginning to end. Consistent tone example. I believe it's time for all good people to come to the aid from the parade plot committee. Now is the time for us to accomplish this considerable and worthy task. If you start out in a formal style, stay formal. If you start out in an informal style, stay informal. Switching from style to style can be pretty jarring from your audience. Inconsistent tone example. Hey, yeah. Now is the time for us to accomplish this considerable and worthy task, making some awesome plots. Don't bore your reader. Style should be consistent, but you don't want to write the same type of sentence over and over. Repetitive sentence structure example. I went to the store, I got a carton of milk, I got a loaf of bread, I walked home. That's pretty boring. Instead, use varied sentence patterns by changing the style in your sentence. Varied sentence structure example. I went to the store where I got the carton of milk. Then I got a loaf of bread. Finally, I went home. That's a lot more interesting to read than the previous example. You can also vary sentence to emphasize your meaning like this. Example, I went to the store because I was quite hungry. I picked up the loaf of bread and then realized that I was also thirsty. So I also snapped up a carton of milk before I went home. The original version doesn't explain why the author did anything, but this version adds quite a bit of meaning to explain why the author wrote the things he was did. The original version also makes everything seem equally important because all the sentences are the same. But this sentence structure shows us being hungry and thirsty and buying food and drink are the most important part of the story. Avoid wordiness and redundancy. Wordiness is using an excessive number of words. It's best to keep things short, so each word has a big impact. Word example. He is extraordinary contortionist and the best at his craft. There is no contortionist that is remarkable in history. When you use unnecessary words, the sentence loses its impact and your reader can get lost and bored. Solution. Make sure you don't use unnecessary words. Concise example. He was the most extraordinary contortionist who ever lived. Your audience isn't likely to forget that anytime soon. Redundancy is including words that could be omitted without losing the meaning of the passage. Redundant example. She is the most wonderful, amazing, perfect, fantastic, unbelievable, extraordinary, marvelous runner I've ever seen. When you file words of each other, especially when you mean similar things, they tend to lose their impact and meaning. Solution. Pick just a few precise words. Precise example. She's the most extraordinary runner I've ever seen. That's a statement your audience will remember. Collaboration. People working together. You don't have to do all your writing and thinking alone. Collaboration takes advantage of the idea that two heads are better than one. Working with others can help at every stage of the game. Another writer can help you with everything from come up with ideas at the beginning to editing at the end. It works both ways. You can also help them. Publishing. Once you wrote something, you want to share it with the world. How do you do that? By publishing it. There are many ways to publish your writing for different audiences. School publications share your work with your classmates and teachers. Local publications share your work with your local community. Commercial publishers share your work around the world. Self-publishing allows you to publish your work yourself and share with whomever you like. In each of these categories, you can publish your writing in many different mediums. News outlet, magazines, books, internet publication, blogs.